10 video games. Now, allow me to preface this list by saying that just out of a lack of interest, I do not play Xbox, PlayStation, or PC, so no, there will be no Skyrim, Minecraft, Call of Duty, anything like that on this list. I don't hate those games, but I've just never really played them. And so without further ado, I give you
Foot of a Ferret's top 10 video games of all time.
Let's go! Woohoo! Kicking off my list, I have Doctor Who Evacuation Earth for the Nintendo D.
I actually ended up buying this game because of this video. It's a pretty good game. It's like I love Doctor Who. The style of it, you know, being a DS point and click game is very similar to Professor Layton, which I love and I have for the past like 10 years.
Yes, now as far as I know, this game can only be found in the UK, but my dad got me a copy offline, and I gotta say, I was surprised by it. It starts out appearing to just be an average kid's point-and-click adventure game, but as you get further into it, the puzzles get more and more difficult, especially the sonic screwdriver puzzles, which are essentially miniature obstacle courses. But the thing that really put this game over the top for me was the fact that it features incredibly well-written original dialogue voiced by Matt Smith and Karen Gillan themselves. Yes, this is technically a kid's game, but if you are a fan of Doctor Who, you should give this game at least one playthrough if you can. If nothing else, you will love the cutscenes.
Oh, no, you've hit the time defibrillating rebustler.
The what?
The time defibrillating rebustler.
Is that really what it's called?
I don't know, time defibrillating rebustler just sounds better than what I usually call it.
And what's that?
Well, if you press this, the TARDIS will stop being bigger on the inside than the outside and crashes in 40 seconds switch. See, that's even less catchy.
I love old-school video games. In fact, I love them so much that I actually asked for and received an Atari 2600 for Christmas last year, and it was with this system that I first discovered Dig Dug, a simple arcade game that is unbelievably addictive. Now, I'm sure there are better versions of this game out there, like the NES version, or maybe the real-life arcade cabinet, for instance, but this is the only version I've played, and I think it is fantastic. The graphics are what you would expect from an early...
I remember playing a lot of Dig Dug. Somehow, I think it was on like Xbox 360 or whatever. I don't remember it being... I remember it being pretty good, but I wouldn't say that it would be like number 9 on my top 10 favorite games of all time.
Home console, but that's what I love about it. The blocky graphics and colorful game boards may be simple, but in my opinion, they are more aesthetically pleasing than most realistically rendered HD games released today.
Yeah! Grab your thick rim glasses, partially solved Rubik's Cubes, and pocket protectors, cause we getting nerdy up in this house! Woo!
Oh crap. It's about to go effing down. Everybody hit the deck, but stay on your mother effing toes. We running this. Let's go.
What am I doing with my life? Over the summer, I pulled out the old N64 and decided to try and work my way through a childhood classic that I never quite finished, Banjo-Kazooie. Needless to say, by the next day, I was so addicted that my N64 pitchfork may as well have been glued to my hand.
I love collectible, like collectathons. I played a bit of Banjo-Kazooie. I couldn't really get past it. Probably because I'm not good with sort of older games. Like, I played the Xbox port of it, I think, on Xbox One, and I just can't play Xbox original games. Except for Conker's Bad Fur Day. Love that game. You have to finish it, though. I will once I finish Fear, because I was planning, I'm going to go back to Conquer once I finish Resident Evil and Fear, but I've finished Resident Evil. So I've like Fear Perseus Mandate, Fear Extraction Point, Fear 2. There's an expansion in the Fear 2, and then Fear 3. Also Ukulele, didn't live up to the hype. Also times have changed, so it was impossible to live up to the hype.
I've heard people refer to Banjo-Kazooie as one of the best 3D platformers of all time, and after really giving it a chance, I've come to agree. Between the character design, clever platforming, and fantastic music, Banjo-Kazooie is really one of the greatest games of its genre. Or at least, it was, until the dark days. I have a tendency to feel undeserved nostalgia for a lot of things. That is to say, I love to collect things from before my time, specifically the 1980s. Foremost among my 1980s obsessions are classic Nintendo games, chief among them, the original Legend of Zelda for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Whenever I hear people discuss Zelda games, somehow this game seems to go unmentioned. It tends to be...
I've played the original Zelda all the way through. I've played all of them. But the original Zelda was like the second one that I played. The first one was my favourite, and that is Link Between Worlds.
by games like A Link to the Past, Majora's Mask, and another game which you may see later on in this list. But despite the greatness that came from Zelda's transition to 3D, I cannot
I don't think it's fair to have 2 Zelda games on the list.
help but find this 8-bit original to be better than most of the more
That's why you watch most gaming lists, it'll be like 1 game per franchise and stuff like that.
recent games. I don't know, there's just something about 8-bit graphics and music that I really, really love. Okay, you may consider this cheating a bit, but my number 6 is Sonic Mega Collection for the GameCube. This game is a collection of multiple classic 1990s Sonic the Hedgehog games. Now, if you really wanted me to pick a specific favorite from the bunch, I would say that my favorite is the original Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis, but I played this whole collection so much as a kid that I could not help but include it as a standalone game. Okay, game 5, keep it moving, we got nothing else to say here. Tetris is okay. The original Tetris is entertaining enough to pass the time, but I've never really become obsessed with it as many others have. That being said, Tetris Attack for the Game Boy will render anyone who plays it unable to do anything else for several days on end. All of your friends will look like small blocks with hearts and diamonds and stuff, and I'm going too far with this. Back to the actual analysis of the game. Tetris Attack is not really a Tetris game. It shares much more in common with Bejeweled and Candy Crush, but unlike those games, Tetris Attack has Yoshis. Now, I know that there's a Super Nintendo version of this game, but again, the 8-bit graphics and music of this Game Boy version just appeal to me far more. I actually made an entire video about this game about a year or so ago. In the vlog, I go in-depth into the game's laughable story mode. Yes, you heard me right, a Tetris-styled falling block puzzler with a story mode. You can click to watch that video at the end of this video. It will be linked in the end screen is what I meant. Okay, bye! Mario is a classic series with tried and true concepts and gameplay mechanics, so when Super Mario Galaxy released for the Nintendo Wii, everyone was shocked. Galaxy turned the mechanics of Mario upside down while still somehow maintaining the feel of the classic games. Now, I've seen multiple people make lists that tie Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 together because Galaxy 2 is essentially an expansion pack for the original, but for this list, I am specifically saying Mario Galaxy 2 for 2 reasons. 1, Yoshi's, and 2, the throwback Galaxy. After playing through Galaxy 1, I was left wishing that
Mario Galaxy 2 was the very first game I got for my Wii, which my granny just randomly bought, which I'm so ungrateful. I'm really grateful that she did do that. And this is irrelevant, but I just want to talk about it. But I got to the very end of World 1. I couldn't beat the boss, but my granny bought another controller, and I used the original controller that I had, and I was able to beat the boss. And I thought that because I was like 7 maybe at the time, I thought the fact she bought another controller had something to do with it. And then I got as far as I could. I don't think I actually beat the game, but eventually I asked my granny to go back where she got this and asked for Mario Galaxy 1. She's like, oh, there is no Mario Galaxy 1. Okay, and Super Mario Galaxy. There is no Super Mario Galaxy. Oh, crap. Eventually, I bought it years later. But I don't have them anymore. I now have the Mario, like, 3D All-Stars collection, what the hell it was called, on the Switch. Which only has Mario Galaxy 1, which runs fantastically on the Switch. The other, like, the Sunshine, you need to have a GameCube controller. I have one, I just don't have anything to sort of connect with. And as for the original Mario 64, that was my first time playing. I've only ever played Mario 64 DS, which is like a different system, it's a different engine. So when I was playing Mario Galaxy 2, I really wanted Mario Galaxy 1. Now that I only have Mario Galaxy 1, I want to play Mario Galaxy 2.
they would recreate games like Super Mario 64 with the Galaxy engine. So when I discovered that Galaxy 2 contained a complete recreation of Super Mario 64's Whomp's Fortress, I reverted back to that childlike state of excitement that one gets on Christmas morning. You know you have something special when a game can take a level that you've played hundreds of times and somehow make you want to completely re-explore it like it's brand new. And that is my complete analysis of Super Mario Galaxy 2 based entirely on one level, because I'm so professional. You had to know it was coming. As soon as I said that I was a Nintendo fanboy, you should have seen this coming. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo 64 really and truly is one of the greatest games of all time, if not the greatest. And I'm sure that a lot of you have already heard this spiel before, so I'll keep this short. Epic story, stellar graphics, virtually perfect gameplay, unmatched character and art design, and enough jaw-dropping news to fill the humps of camel. Yes, that's right, there are 2 Zelda games and 2 Mario games on this list. And on top of that, yes, I do prefer Super Mario 3D Land to the Galaxy games. Where the Galaxy games were original and innovative, Mario 3D Land is all of this and more. 3D
I remember loving Mario 3D Land, just I haven't played it since I beat it, because I got it Christmas Day 2011 with my 3DS, and I just ran through the game. I got up to like the middle or the end of World 4, and then my 3DS died and I didn't save once.
and takes the creativity of Mario Galaxy and perfectly mixes it with the more traditional Mario games, most notably Super Mario Bros. 3 and 64. So you've got Mario 3, 64, and Galaxy all mixed up into one game that still manages to be original in its own right. Not only that, but this game pretty much solidified the idea of 3D gaming without glasses and helped launch the success of Nintendo's 3DS. A level of success that I'm sure Nintendo will be able to match with the launch of their new 2DS, right? 2D? S? Appealing to a broader audience? Eye strain? Younger gamers? If you know me, then this should have been obvious. My favorite video game of all time is Metroid Prime for the Nintendo GameCube. Now, I've actually talked about this game before. I did a video review of it back before I really knew what the crap I was doing on YouTube, so for my full analysis of that game, you can watch that. Basically, I see this game as a masterpiece. I love everything about it. The art design, the graphics, the feeling of utter isolation and uncertainty, the overall atmosphere, all of it is just perfect. The Metroid Prime games are the closest I've ever come to enjoying a first-person shooter, but that's the thing. Metroid Prime is not a shooter. Yes, shooting is your main form of combat, but in this game, you will spend much more time platforming and exploring vast environments than you will gunning down enemies. As I state in my review of Metroid Prime, I bought this game when it first came out, but unfortunately I did not really get into it until about a decade later. It was Thanksgiving break 2011, and I decided to give Metroid Prime a proper playthrough. I would sit down in front of the TV with my laptop next to me, and I would play Metroid Prime literally all day while watching YouTubers like Live Lava Live, Nanaloo, and Mika Kid. It's these fond memories mixed with the masterful game itself that has solidified Metroid Prime as my favorite game of all time. A good rhyme. I'll see you in a week, guys. DFTBA.
Get your guns ready, it's about to go down. Every zombie in the place hit the floor, but stay on your mother toes. We running this. Let's go.
Hello and welcome to another. You know, it's getting better. So finally, after 14 years of waiting, Amy Pond finally gets to travel through time and space with the Doctor. In their adventures, the Doctor and Amy battled Daleks with Winston Churchill, Weeping Angels with River Song, and a Creface with Vincent van Gogh. Oh, and Rory died twice. Just figured that was worth mentioning. In fact, why don't we keep account of how many times Rory dies in these 3 seasons? Move on to Series 6. We begin with Amy and Rory, now married and living together, receiving a TARDIS blue letter in the mail inviting them to Lake Select. This Doctor and his companions then make their way to meet Canton in Washington, D.C. 1969, where they fight a new army of aliens called the Silence. With this new foe seemingly defeated, the Doctor and the Ponds leave for more adventure. This series, Rory almost dies on a pirate ship and then dies again in the TARDIS corridors, but only in Amy's mind. Even more confusing is the fact that this whole season, the Amy traveling with the Doctor has not actually been Amy, but a doppelganger controlled by the real Amy who's in the middle of giving birth? Moffat, what are you doing to me? Amy and Rory named their baby Melody Pond, who they later discovered was River Song. And on top of that, it also turns out that Amy and Rory's lifelong friend Mel's, without whom they would have never gotten together in the first place, was also River Song. How is this possible? Well, Amy and Rory spent their wedding night on the TARDIS, and so their child, having been conceived on the TARDIS, was born with a mix of human and Time Lord DNA. This means the River can regenerate, but after her past self, the newly regenerated Mel discovers who she truly is. She gives up all of her future regenerations in order to save the Doctor's life. Seriously, Moffat, it hurts my head. At this point in the show, the Doctor is discovered and accepted his fate in the Utah desert and begins sending out the invitations that we saw in episode 1. We now discover that the person inside the astronaut suit was River Song, who then refuses to shoot him, causing everything to go crazy.
River shooting at herself, Charles Dickens being interviewed for the news, pterodactyls being flying around in the park.
The universe was collapsing in on itself, and the only way to stop it apparently was for the Doctor to marry River and then die. The universe was now back to normal, and the Doctor is dead, right? No! The real Doctor is just chilling out inside a life-size shape-shifting robot ship made to look like the Doctor. Okay, finally, we have Series 7, and then I'm gonna need some aspirin. The show begins, and nothing is going right for anyone. The Doctor has been kidnapped, Rory and Amy are getting a divorce, and then they all end up on a gigantic ship filled with thousands of Daleks. Exterminate! Exterminate! The 3 are then pushed down onto a planet known as the Dalek Asylum for the purpose of dropping the force field surrounding the planet. On the asylum, the Doctor searches for a girl named Oswin Oswald who had supposedly crash-landed there and had been surviving on her own for a year. When the Doctor finally finds her, it is revealed that all this time she had just been dreaming she was still human. After her crash landing, she was captured by the insane Daleks and fully converted into a Dalek herself. After escaping the Daleks and fixing the Pond's marriage, the Doctor shoves off again, returning occasionally for more wacky antics. On one particular adventure, the Doctor and the Ponds end up in New York once again fighting the Weeping Angels. They find an aged Rory in a hotel room who then dies, and in order to escape his fate and kill the angels, the present Rory prepares to jump off the side of a skyscraper, but Amy, not wanting to live without him, jumps with him. This paradox kills all of the angels and everything is back to normal. Well, not exactly. One surviving angel comes back for vengeance and zaps Rory and Amy back in time, leading to the final death of Rory Williams and the end of the Doctor's adventures with the Ponds. And the feels! Still coping with the loss of his best friends, the Doctor disappears to Victorian England, seemingly retired. While there, the Doctor meets a woman named Clara Oswin Oswald, the same woman that he met on the Dalek Asylum. Clara was going to become the Doctor's companion, but unfortunately before she could do so, she fell to her death. This guy just has the worst luck. The Doctor then discovers yet another version of Clara in modern-day England, and she finally joins the Doctor as his companion in the TARDIS. Following many adventures in the Doctor's constant attempts at trying to understand just who Clara is, the Doctor is summoned to his burial site, the planet Trenzalore. On Trenzalore, an old foe known as the Great Intelligence shows up, and then everyone enters the Doctor's grave. Inside, they discover the Doctor's personal timeline, which the Great Intelligence then enters, spreading copies of it throughout the Doctor's entire life, rewriting his history in an attempt to kill him. Clara then throws herself into the timeline to stop the Great Intelligence, scattering herself across the Doctor's entire life, including the Dalek Asylum and Victorian England. And finally, as is apparently the trend, the Doctor enters his own timeline to find and save Clara, but before the two can return, they find a different Doctor who we currently have absolutely no information on. What's next?
This came out before the 50th anniversary special of Doctor Who. So, currently Doctor Who is in between seasons. Season 12 was the last season. Season 13 will air next year. Matt Smith left after like 2 episodes from that point. Peter Capaldi came in. He did 2 seasons, then Clara left. Then in comes this 2 new people who then leave. Then Peter Capaldi dies. Then comes Jodie Whittaker. Whatever. I have a story, right? I've put like from season 5 to season 10 on the story on Instagram. Like before season 11 aired. Yeah.
You and your love.
Disclaimer, the following video is about the main releases of the Legend of Zelda franchise. Hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Christina Grimmie. Ready, set, go. February 9th, 2009. Aspiring teenage musician and singer Christina Grimmie sets up a YouTube channel under the username ZeldaXLove64, a name which obviously came from Christina's love of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, which you can learn more about here. Wink. Having been inspired and influenced by the likes of Stacey Orico and Christina Aguilera, Grimmie began uploading videos of herself covering popular songs from the likes of The Fray, Demi Lovato, the aforementioned Stacey Orico, and Hannah Montana. Yes, Hannah Montana. That's how long ago this was. Christina's first video was a cover of Hannah Montana's Don't Wanna Be Torn, and only 7 months later she uploaded her third video, a cover of Party in the USA by a totally different artist who has absolutely nothing to do with Hannah Montana. This cover became Christina's, for lack of a better phrase, first YouTube hit, having amassed over 11.5 million views since its release. Having noticed this large amount of traction, Christina decided to continue uploading videos as often as she could, covering songs from the likes of Owl City, Celine Dion, Justin Bieber, and many more. In May of the following year, with Christina's popularity and online presence only growing larger, her talent was recognized by Brian Teefy, the stepfather of Disney Channel superstar Selena Gomez. Teefy soon became Christina Grimmie's manager, and her career really began to pick up. 2010 saw the release of Christina Grimmie's most viewed video, a collaborative cover of Nelly's Just a Dream with Sam Tsui. I gotta look that up. 2010 saw the release of Christina's most viewed video, a collaborative cover of Nelly's Just a Dream with Sam Shui and Kurt Hugo Schneider, which has amassed a total of over 15 million views on her channel and over 73 million views on Kurt Schneider's channel. In 2011, Grimmie began to work closely with Selena Gomez, acting as a backup vocalist and eventual opening act for her group Selena Gomez and the Scene. But of course, one cannot open for Selena Gomez and the Scene without some original music, and original music Christina did have. Her debut EP, Find Me, was released in June of 2011, and the EP's first single, Advice, having been released through Radio Disney, saw large amounts of success for an unsigned artist. In addition to her stint as the Scene's opening act, Christina has also been the opening act for All-Star Weekend and the Jonas Brothers. She has also appeared as the musical guest on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, the 2011 American Music Awards pre-show, Dancing with the Stars, and the Disney Channel channel variety show So Random. Christina was also an act on the first ever Digitour, a music tour made especially for YouTube musicians. But unlike most other YouTubers turned mainstream artists, Christina did not abandon her YouTube channel. In fact, on the contrary, her video production quality during this time actually increased dramatically. Her channel continued to consist of covers as well as vlogs, dubstep freakouts, and a series of off-the-wall auto-tune songs made by her and her friend Sarah called Above All That Is Random. Outside of her own channel, Christina also hosted a show about video games on Disney.com called Power Up between March and June of 2012, and she hosted the online experience of the 2000.
Wait, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to be disrespectful, but because, like, I'm just going to do the where the now section here. Christina died 5 years ago. She was 22. Now she would have been 27. So obviously she hasn't uploaded a video in 5 years. But Disney Channel trying to appeal to gamers by making a show like that, and obviously that they made Gamers Guy, which also has a dead star. What?
2012 American Idol tour on Channel 19. So things were going great for Grimmy's career both on and offline, and it was around this time in 2013 that her YouTube channel was about to go through a bit of a change. Ever since 2009, Christina has been known mostly for doing covers, but as any serious musician would agree, no singer wants to be known for just doing covers. In lieu of this, with an exception for holiday specials, Christina has not uploaded a cover video since the summer of 2013, and she seems to have no plans to return to uploading cover videos regularly anytime soon. Instead, Christina has shifted her focus to uploading videos that relate more to her original music, and rightly so, for on August 6, 2013, Christina released her second studio album, With Love. With Love was a broad departure from Find Me, switching out Disney Channel-styled synth-pop for a more retro R&B approach, and while not reaching the same chart success as Find Me, the music of With Love was much truer to Grimmy's musical style and influences. Christina Grimmie has come a long way in just 4 years. With 2 albums, multiple awards, and a YouTube channel with over 2 million subscribers under her belt at the age of only 19 years old, Christina Grimmie is a shining example of how far one can get with pure, raw talent and absolutely no gimmicks. I'll see you in a week, guys. DFTBA. Hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Nirvana. Ready, set. Warning! Massive, massive spoilers. If you have not seen Sherlock, especially the new...
I'm not gonna do Sherlock. I shouldn't have done Doctor Who. Really, all you need to know is that since that video ended, all that's happened with Sherlock was that this special that takes place in the 1800s, then they did season 4, which was crap. Shows for everyone. I've seen what's on there. There's not really much, and the same show for everyone was showing you Breeders, which is crap.
Hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, The Ramones. Ready, set, go.
Wait!
Hello and welcome to another... Real quick before I start this episode, I just want to say Alright, hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Ray William Johnson. Ready, set, go. I'm excited! New York City, New York, 2009. Columbia University...
Why is he excited every time he mentions Ray William Johnson? He's like, oh, I hate this guy. Which was not fair enough at the time, but it is now.
Ray William Johnson launches a web show called Equals 3 on his self-titled YouTube channel. The classic format of Equals 3 involved Ray picking a handful of viral videos.
I'm just gonna do the where the now section here. It's not gonna become a thing to do it, like, basically immediately. It's just that I looked them up, and it was actually his birthday yesterday. Now, how old do you think he is? College student in 2009, right? I know that you can stay in college for quite a while, but Ray currently is 40 as of yesterday.
Intersplicing clips of said videos with his own jokes and commentary and rounding out each episode.
So he left Equals 3 in 2014, and there was a gap for quite a while, and he found this random kid. Seemed like he found him off the street and just went, "You want a job? Yeah, there you go." He left after about a year, got replaced by this black girl who has been working for the company for a bit. She left after like 3 months. And then in came this Mexican guy who also worked at the company for quite a bit at that point. And the show just ended. They just stop uploading, and then they sort of say, like, oh yeah, we're on summer break. But they were on summer break for over a year. So, Ray he comes back doing, like, these sort of vines, although this was after Vine was dead. The things like Facebook videos that are basically just vines. But he stops doing them. He starts doing vlogs. He stops doing them. He starts doing music. And now he's doing, like, inspirational stuff, I think. And he's also roasting people on TikTok. Ray, you lost all your credibility after you left Equals Free, and two, after you cancelled Equals Free. No one cares about you anymore. Those memes that we have about you, like doing your mom, that's not being respectful to you. That's just making fun of you.
By featuring viewer-submitted comments and questions in a segment called the Comment Question of the Day, although this segment was eventually retired.
Why do people always ask the comment question of the day with no clothes on?
This show became a massive success, eventually drawing in several million views per episode, and it helped the Ray William Johnson channel garner over 10.8 million subscribers and 2.6 billion total video views to this day. In fact, there was a time between 2011 and 2013 when Ray William Johnson had the #1 most subscribed to channel on YouTube before being passed by Smosh and eventually PewDiePie.
Being a giraffe is the best thing ever.
As Equals 3 progressed, As Equals 3 progressed, production values went up dramatically thanks to Ray's partnership with the multi-channel network Maker Studios, a partnership which began sometime between 2010 and 2011. In addition to this, Ray has also been able to get multiple on- and offline celebrities to appear on his show over the years. These guests have included Mika Kitty, Dan Brown of Pogobat, Kasim G, Garfunkel and Oates, Sarah Silverman, Gabriel Iglesias, and Robin Williams, just to name a few. Along with his increasingly popular main channel, in January 2010, Ray began a second channel called Breaking.
I knew that he was friends with Gabriel Iglesias, and Ryder didn't mention it, but also TJ Miller. And, like, he's trying to be mainstream because he's friends with those mainstream celebrities, but it's just not working for him. Especially since TJ Miller is an absolute idiot. Right, TJ Miller starred in a show called Silicon Valley, which is a pretty funny show. Very popular show, and alright. He left the show to do, of all things, the Emoji Movie as the main character, whatever his name is. Just, that is the dumbest career decision probably in the history of career decisions. I just didn't know that he had bigger people like Robin Williams and Sarah Silverman. Like, Jesus.
NYC. On this channel, Ray uploaded daily vlogs between January and May of 2010, and after about a year of dormancy, Breaking NYC returned in 2011 under the name Breaking Los Angeles, compensating for Ray's move to LA. This version of Breaking ran between April and September of 2011, and after one final 9-episode season in 2012, the Breaking series came to an end. In 2011, Ray started a hip-hop/pop/comedy music project called Your Favorite Martian, which, in a manner similar to that of the Gorillaz, was based around a band of cartoon characters. The quote-unquote band members that made up Your Favorite Martian included Puff Puff on vocals, DJ on turntables, Axel Chains on drums, and Benatar on everything else. Your Favorite Martian eventually grew to become the #1 music channel on YouTube, in addition to boasting its own web series with over 2 million subscribers, as well as a total of over 1.2 million units sold on iTunes. But unfortunately, the Your Favorite Martian project was retired in November of 2012. Also in 2012, Ray announced that he was ending his partnership with Maker Studios, stating that, among other things, Maker wanted far more control over his content than they had the right to, and that their tactics for persuading Ray to renegotiate were thuggish and aggressive. Now, I don't know if Ray's departure from Maker was the cause of Your Favorite Martian's retirement, but it is very possible. With Ray now without a production space, he was forced to return to his roots by filming in his apartment. However, this did not last for long. For November of 2012, Ray and his girlfriend Anna announced that they had started their own company called Runaway Planet in collaboration with Julian Smith's production company Paper Town, which I can only hope was named after the fantastic John Green book. The launch of this company came alongside the launch of a new but seemingly no longer active YouTube channel of the same name. The Runaway Planet YouTube channel originally consisted of vlogs documenting the progress of the company, but it soon became the launching pad for Ray and Anna's podcast Runaway Thoughts, which is now a regular show on Ray's main channel. Now that Ray regained control over his content, he really began to branch out and expand his creativity. Throughout 2013, Ray sold a television show to the FX network, released a 5-part web series called Riley Rewind, and began dabbling further into acting and writing, all while regularly releasing episodes of Equals 3. But that's the thing. When a person takes on as many projects as Ray, something's eventually gotta give, and in Ray's case, that thing was Equals 3. At the end of 2013, after having spent a few months experimenting with its format, Ray announced that he would be retiring his most popular show in the new year. The final Equals 3 went live on March 12, 2014, and during this 15-minute long retrospective, Ray stated that Equals 3 was no longer satisfying him creatively, and that he felt that it was time to move on. But despite wanting to just end the show as a whole, Ray announced that he would instead shut down Equals 3 for a couple couple of months while he worked to cast a replacement host. And with that, after 5 years of reviewing viral videos, Ray approved his message one last time, the lights went down, and he walked away. So the future is definitely uncertain for Ray. As he stated in his Final Equals 3, he has sold a TV show, he has a graphic novel coming out, he has his podcast,
The future for Ray William Johnson is very dark, right? It goes nowhere. Despite what he thinks, right? So here's what happened. He had a graphic novel coming out. I don't know if it's been released or not. He sold a show to FX. That show never aired. As far as I know, it was supposed to be based off his comic. He did do some stand-up because of his connections with mainstream comedians. But yeah, his future is very dark.
YouTube Premium gives you ad-free videos, mobile downloads, and background play. With it,
The following video was an extension. The following video is on the Sonic the Hedgehog series of.
Cut it one day. Cut it one day. Cut it one day. Cut it one day. Cut it one day.
Hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Hannah Hart. Ready, set, go. Brooklyn, New York, 2011. Professional Japanese to English translator and aspiring screenwriter Hannah Hart begins chatting with an old friend from her former residence of San Francisco. During one of their conversations, Hannah and her friend reminisced about when Hannah used to get drunk and try to cook in her kitchen. In response to this, Hannah decided to set up a YouTube channel for the purpose of sending her friend a drunk cooking video. Or should I say...
A drunk cooking. Drunk cooking.
She named this channel...
Ryder was 18 as of the making of that video. He hasn't drunk.
This channel. Holy crap! She named this channel My Harto, which came from her nickname Harto, and on March 16th, 2011, Hannah Hart uploaded the very first episode of her show, My Drunk Kitchen. The format of this video was very simple. Hannah opened up her webcam, poured a glass of wine, and tried to make grilled cheese sandwiches despite the fact that she had no cheese in her apartment. This video became a viral success within months, having gained over 3 million views to this day and earning Hannah a YouTube partnership. Although she did not intend for My Drunk Kitchen to become a regular series, Hannah noticed the unprecedented response to her first video and continued to upload episodes of MDK on a somewhat weekly basis. As the years went on, the popularity of My Drunk Kitchen only continued to grow. Now spanning over 80 episodes and having featured multiple special guests such as John and Hank Green, Jenna Marbles, Chris Hardwick, Grace Helbig, Mamrie Hart, no relation, and more.
Tyler!
And the popularity of My Drunk Kitchen eventually led to the My Harto channel having over 1 million subscribers and over 90 million total video views. In addition to My Drunk Kitchen, Hannah Hart has tried her hand at multiple other styles of videos on her channel over the years. These include everything from advice videos and vlogs to music and voiceover videos. But much like the aforementioned Grace Helbig, who you can learn more about here, Hannah's main shows remained more or less the same throughout the entirety of her career. Aside from an increase in production quality, nothing much has changed between episode 1 of My Drunk Kitchen and now. So where the history really lies is in Hannah's myriad of other projects and collaborations. Outside of her main My Harto channel, Hannah also runs a secondary channel called Your Harto, where she uploads book club videos, vlogs, behind the scenes videos, bloopers from her main channel videos, and more. In 2012, Hannah was featured in Dan Dobie's fantastic YouTube documentary Please Subscribe, along with Wheezy Waiter, Mitchell Davis, Mystery Guitar Man, Grace Helbig, C. Nanners, The Will of DC, and Dan Brown. It's a fantastic film that you definitely need to check out. But it was the next year, 2013, that Hannah's career really began to branch out, starting on January 2nd when she launched an campaign to fund a large-scale tour called Hello Harto. Her goal for this campaign was to raise $50,000 in a month. However, this goal was surpassed within a couple hours of the campaign's launch, eventually reaching over $220,000. And with that, in April of 2013, the Hello Harto tour was a go. This tour was made up of 3 major components. 1, a documentary-style travel vlog, also called Hello Harto. 2, filming an episode of My Drunk Kitchen at the home of a fan at each stop on the tour. And 3, volunteer meetups where fans not only got to meet Hannah, but also got to volunteer at local food banks. Each stop on the Hello Harto tour was documented for Hannah's YouTube channels, and overall it was a great success, eventually extending to places like Australia. But Hello Harto was not Hannah's only live experience in 2013. In February of the same year, Hannah, Grace, and Mamrie put on a comedy performance called The No Filter Show at the Nerd Melt in Los Angeles. Videos of this show became widely popular online, and eventually the show was put on tour alongside Hello Harto. Later that year, at the 4th annual VidCon, Grace, Mamrie, and Hannah took to the main stage of the conference to announce that they were about to begin production on a feature-length film known as Tamp-Kakoka. That's not the name of the film. Later that year, at the 4th annual VidCon, Grace, Mamrie, and Hannah took to the main stage of the conference to announce that they were about to begin production on a feature-length film known as Camp Dakota. Camp Dakota centers around a woman in her 20s, played by Grace, who revisits her childhood summer camp where she meets up with 2 old friends. One who is now a counselor, played by Mamrie, and the other one who is now the camp cook, appropriately played by Hannah. And hilarity ensues. This movie was released for online purchase on February 14th, 2014, and received mixed to positive reviews from fans and critics alike. And finally, on January 30th, 2014, Hannah announced the eventual publication of her first book titled My Drunk Kitchen, a Guide to Eating, Drinking, and Going with Your Gut, which she had been working on for 2 years and was finally able to release to the public. Physical hardcover copies of My Drunk Kitchen are currently available for pre-order on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, and IndieBound for just under $18, and the official publication date of the book is August 12th, 2014. And to those of you who may be wondering, no, I was not paid to say that, nor was I even told to say that by anyone. I am just very excited for this book, and I love Hannah's content. So I wanted to do what little I could to help promote this big moment in her life.
HannahHot.com/book, that's where she gets drunk and cooks. And when you take a look, you'll see it's cheaper to order pre-order than buying it in the stores.
Hannah Hart never
That is very true. I always pre-order stuff.
asked for the fame that she received. She almost literally fell into it. One minute she was translating documents, and the next she was running a web show, starring in a film, and releasing her first book. Usually that much success in a short amount of time would go to one's head, but Hannah has done her best to use her fame to help better the lives of others. From getting thousands of people to volunteer at food banks to her work supporting the LGBT community, Hannah Hart is a perfect example of how to smartly deal with overnight success while remaining a caring and compassionate person. I'll see you in a week, guys. DFTBA.
Hannah is now 35. Two weeks. 6 years. 10 years.
The following video is a collaborative effort between myself and... Disclaimer, video game related brief history, main releases of the Kirby... Hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, The Game Theorist. Ready, set, go. August 23rd, 2009, aspiring stage actor and director Matthew Patrick sets up a YouTube channel called Matthew Patrick 13 and begins uploading videos to promote his career in theater. These videos included everything from monologues and musical numbers to audition tapes and full-fledged scenes from shows he had been in. Matt continued to upload these videos until Christmas Eve 2010 when he uploaded a slightly modified version of the video that he used to propose to his wife Stephanie. This was the very first video that Matt really put a good amount of work into in terms of editing and production. Wait. Are you serious? Wait, that's actually true. Seriously? Come on, that's adorable. Can we get like a canned awe sound effect for that real quick? Alright, that's it. There we go. Fantastic. Anyway, after about 3 years touring around in theater, Matt began to realize that this was just not an industry he wanted to be a part of anymore. And the final nail in the coffin came when Matt caught a performance of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, a musical based around the arachnid-themed superhero that was so bad, it solidified Matt's decision to leave a field he had been planning to work in since preschool. Spider-Man, Dream Crusher. How could you do this to me, Bono? How could you do this to me? However, despite being smart and talented, he struggled to find anyone willing to hire him, so he did what anyone else would do in this situation. He took to the internet! And on April 14th, 2011, Matt uploaded a promo video announcing a brand new web show called Game Theory. Inspired by the escapist show Extra Credits, Game Theory sought to be, as Matt Pat put it, gaming's tangential learning experience. Which essentially means that the show would use everything from math, science, and history to solve the mysteries of gaming. Mysteries such as where exactly does Adventure
Oh my god, is that a reference to the Big Bang Theory?
Island take place, and is Dig Dug's pump powerful enough to pop a human? And you know, there are a few games that those in the average YouTube demographic would have actually heard of. But not that many. Episode 1 of Game Theory, which centered around the accuracy of Chrono Trigger's time travel, was uploaded on April 18th, 2011, and has since amassed over 950,000 views to this day. The majority of early episodes of Game Theory were uploaded to 3 different sites. The first, of course, being Matt Pat's YouTube channel, and the other 2 sites being Game Trailers and ScrewAttack.com, where Game Theories were regularly featured on each respective site's front page. However, despite Game Theory's excellent performance on Game Trailers and ScrewAttack, around episode 22 of the show, Matt decided to focus all
I just realized that he is dressed like Dexter. I know it's a video on The Walking Dead, but I'm gonna guess that's intentional.
his future uploads solely onto his YouTube channel. And not long after making this choice, Matt also brought 2 new shows to the Game Theorist lineup, and the first of these shows was called Game Exchange. Hosted by Gaijin Goomba, a visually impaired squeaky-voiced Super Mario Goomba with a knife.
It's actually a sword. And it's called the Pixel Cutter.
Shut up! Game Exchange was conceptually very similar to Game Theory, except it focused more on culture and history than its more scientifically minded big brother. Later on, in early 2014, Gaijin Goomba started another show on the Game Theorist channel known as Culture Shock, which expanded on the ideas of Game Exchange. The next new show to be added to the Theorist lineup was a series about game design known as Digesting and Side Questing by Ronnie Ani Edwards.
Excuse me? That's digressing and side questing?
Up. Don't interrupt me, or I'll find you. Having met Matt Pat via random internet encounters, Ronnie's podcast, Ronnie also eventually became the video editor for virtually all subsequent Game Theories. All but one. So with the original team of theorists now assembled, MatPat began to release some of the channel's most interesting and popular videos. The most notable of these videos include the Sonic is Slow episode, How PewDiePie Conquered YouTube, the Mario is Mental series, and his most viewed video to date is Link Dead in Majora's Mask featuring Peanut Butter Gamer. Each of these episodes and more have amassed multiple millions of views, with the Zelda episode in particular boasting over 5 million views. Thanks to the popularity of these episodes and the added draw of game exchange and digressing and side questing, by September of 2013, the Game Theorist channel had surpassed 500,000 subscribers, and Matt celebrated this milestone with a Draw My Life special. So Game Theory was really starting to attract attention. In fact, the channel gathered steam so quickly that only about 3 months after MatPat's 500k Draw My Life video, the channel had already doubled in subscribers, surpassing 1 million by December of 2013.
Not to brag, but since then we've actually doubled the sub count again, currently boasting 2.5 million subscribers. Hashtag humble brag.
Hey, come on, you're not supposed to come in until the end of the video. You've ruined the surprise now.
Whoops. Sorry, I'll just go into the other room.
Why am I working with these people? Anyway, as I was saying, right before MatPat uploaded his 1 million subscriber special, we introduced yet another new series to the Theorist lineup. This show, known as Crossover, premiered on the Game Theorist channel on December 28th, 2013. Written by Drake McWhopper and featuring art by Kenny Lamfield, Crossover attempted to link all video games into one singular universe. Sort of like the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, but much more in-depth and about video games instead of washed-up actors.
McWhopper? Seriously? Did this guy
Washed up? Seriously? 3 years before this video came out, Kevin Bacon starred in X-Men First Class.
do any research? My name is Drake McWhorter.
Yeah, and my name isn't Lamfield, it's Landefeld. And I co-write the show as well.
I personally think the names are an improvement, and remember, never interrupt me. Ever. Outside of the Game Theorist channel, MatPat works in audience development for dozens and dozens of other popular online content creators. Ronnie has a personal channel that seems to have been inactive for quite some time, but I honestly can't blame him. I can say from personal experience that editing Game Theory takes quite a lot of work, and his effort definitely does not go unappreciated. Gaijin Goomba also has a personal channel where he vlogs about various different topics and uploads episodes of Game Exchange. He also has a Let's Play channel called the Gaijin Gamers Play, which also features the Gecko Ninja, his wife Akitara, and more recently, Alochi. Don't ask me what any of those names mean, but they're there. And Drake and Kenny of Crossover each have their own personal channels. Drake's self-titled channel features vlogs about various topics, reviews, unboxing videos, and even challenge videos. And finally, Kenny's personal channel features everything from Let's Plays to drawing videos to podcasts. The Game Theorists may be one of the most unique groups of gamers on the internet, for they aren't simply concerned with playing games. Rather, they choose to dive headfirst into each game's universe, researching, theorizing, and proving that gaming is more than just a pastime. When used right, games can be a real tool for true education. And whether it's tying Mario to communism, connecting Super Meat Boy to Daytona, USA, showing how Sonic 06 connects to cultural legends of the devil, or comparing the design aspects of 2 different Zelda games. Wait, no, not that one. That's the one, there we go. These 5 overthinkers show that there is so much more to gaming than we think. And with multiple new Game Theorist projects coming down the pipeline as we speak, I think it's safe to say that we have a lot more to learn.
But hey, that's just our history. Our brief history. Thanks for watching.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching my brief history.
I'm not gonna thank all the members, but currently Matthew Patrick is 35. As for the channel, yeah, this sounds it's gonna get better and better. Nope, he just reaches now. This wasn't long before Five Nights at Freddy's came out, and that's where it sort of went over. You know. Whoops. That's why it's called Game Fears, when as far as I know, he's the only one that uploads anymore. Oh, there's the science thing. 16 hours in Fortnite, yeah. Gonna control Disney? No, that's not gonna happen. He just reaches and my brother's still watching. What? What's how bad he is? No, he is genuinely addicted to this guy. He genuinely loves this guy. He's just trying to sort of, he's in denial, basically. I haven't watched him in years. 11 years. 5 years. Paramore! Yeah, I'm not gonna go through this. But this is the video that introduced me to Paramore, which is currently my fifth favorite band. Sorry, I had to count that. They're my favorite band from September 2019 to Christmas 2019. So I just want to skip to the very end because there's some that you need to see.
Hayley Williams' solo project. Paramore is a band. And not only that, they are also my personal favorite band of all time. Thanks for watching, guys. DFTBA.
You've just watched a brief history of Paramore. Thanks for watching.
You're awesome. The following video is made for the channel Hey There 005, but I'm gonna go ahead and upload it here as well because Ashley is super sweet, her content is amazing, and I think that more people need to know about her. Hello and welcome to another episode of A Brief History. Today's episode, Ashley Mardell. Ready, set, go. April 28th, 2011, University of Minnesota student Ashley Mardell enters finals week during her freshman year of college. However, unlike her friends, Ashley only had one final to take that semester, and since this final was at the end of the week, she was essentially stuck at her school with nothing to do. So in order to keep herself entertained, instead of doing normal college student activities such as drum circle, she began to make silly overedited videos of her and her friends and uploaded them to her Facebook page and eventually to her YouTube channel Hey There 005, which she set up back in late 2009. Inspired by the likes of My Hearto and Songs to Wear Pants To, Ashley soon fell in love with the artistry of video editing and decided to continue making videos. Among these early videos were vlogs, music videos, challenges, and this. Oh my god, shut up! A few notable videos from Ashley's early days in order of upload include her annual long-form equality/LGBTQ collabs, namely It Gets Better, Make It Better, Hate Sucks, and Love Is Louder. A video of her and her friend lip-syncing to the song Show Me Where Your Numb's At by Hannah Hart and Andrew Wong, which actually got the attention of Hannah Hart herself. The self-explanatory vlog Destroying My iPhone, which is currently the most viewed video on her channel, boasting almost 300,000 views. And finally, the Toothbrush Song, a stop-motion music video which was made as an entry into Andrew Huang's So You Think You Can Pants contest, which she actually won. Throughout this early period, Ashley developed a deep love for collaboration and community, and after about 2 years of making videos, she had built up a good-sized following. And it was at this time, in June of 2013, that Ashley's YouTube career came around full circle when she got the chance to appear as a special guest on not one, but 2 videos on the My Hearto channel as a part of the Hello Hearto tour, which you can learn more about here. Wink. The first of these videos was an episode of the Hello Hearto travel vlog. This video was released on June 11, 2013 and has since amassed approximately 190,000 views. 2 days after this video went live on June 13, 2013, an episode of Hannah Hart's signature show My Drunk Kitchen was uploaded featuring Ashley as a special guest, whereupon she quickly proceeded to outpun one of the internet's pun masters.
Exactly. I'm not exaggerating. The joke's on you. I'm cracked up. Am I scrambling your brain? Are my jokes mediocre? Don't be shellfish. Save some puns for me.
This episode of MDK has since gained approximately 500,000 views to this day and played a sizable role in helping Ashley's channel really begin to take off. So with her channel gaining much more traction than usual near the tail end of 2013, Ashley decided to really buckle down and take her YouTube channel seriously. And in order to do this, Ashley launched a new vlog format called A Beer and a Chat. With this new series, Ashley chose to forego flashy special effects in favor of old school YouTube video blogging where she could discuss whatever topic her heart desired. Since the first episode of the show, which was released in October of 2013, Ashley has made dozens of episodes of A Beer and a Chat. However, it did not become the sole focus of Ashley's channel. While yes, it is the closest thing to a regular series that the channel has ever had, Ashley still makes plenty of effect-heavy videos, collabs, artsy videos, and more. And that brings me to what is, in my opinion, one of the most interesting things about Ashley's channel. Its conceptual and thematic fluidity. Yeah. You see, as I mentioned before, in her early days, Ashley's videos were almost all very happy, silly videos, and once a year, Ashley would make one long-form collab centering around heavier topics like equality. However, once A Beer and a Chat came to be, things began to change ever so slightly. Ashley has described her channel as a personality channel, essentially meaning that her channel is simply a playground for her thoughts, ideas, and emotions. Where some channels, like the Epic Rap Battles of History, for example, stick to one strict format, Ashley's channel covers all different kinds of formats. Vlogs, art, challenges, music videos, stop-motion videos, happy videos, sad videos, thought-provoking videos, and everything in between. Basically, everything that Ashley makes is an extension of her own personality and being. And since equality and LGBTQ life is such a large part of her existence, her content began to reflect this more and more as her videos discussing such topics grew higher in quantity. Having covered everything from labels and sexism to coming out and gender identity, these slightly heavier topics have seemingly become a unique and signature aspect of Ashley's content. However, as I stated previously, her videos are not always about these heavier topics. For every discussion of gender identity, there's an Edward 40 hands or something to balance it out, keeping Ashley's channel fresh and interesting while still managing to carry a sense of stylistic consistency. And all of this combined has really helped Ashley form a unique place on YouTube, earning her channel over 100,000 subscribers and over 3 million total video views to this day. Outside of her main channel, Ashley also runs a second channel called One Take Ashley, where she uploads unedited vlogs on a somewhat basis. This channel was launched on July 8th, 2012 and currently boasts over 11,000 subscribers. Ashley has also taken part in a couple of collab channels. The first of these channels was called Today I'm Going to Live, which was a bilingual YouTube channel created by Ashley and her friend Gabriel in partnership with the Trevor Project, a charity foundation focused around suicide prevention. Ashley has been involved with the
No, that's not true. The Trevor Project is focusing on suicide prevention for gay people. I'm not joking when I say that.
Project for pretty much her entire YouTube career, and she has been a member of the Youth Advisory Council for 2 years. On December 31st, 2012, Ashley helped launch yet another new channel called So Vlog About It. So Vlog About It originally featured Ashley Mardell alongside the YouTubers Haltai Ameva, Just Add Tommy, and Beef Twerky, otherwise known as Cody Cartagena. Eventually, Cody left the channel and his spot has since been filled by the YouTuber Ali Rose. On this channel, our quirky quartet would feature a special 5th guest on Mondays who would issue some sort of challenge or topic of discussion, which the rest of the cast would then have to vlog about on their respective day throughout the week. But unfortunately, on September 30th, 2014, Ashley announced that she would be leaving So Vlog About It. Ashley's main channel may have almost 200 videos, but once you add in all of her collab videos, second channel videos, and more, that number skyrockets to approximately 500 total videos across the internet or more since just 2011. And today in 2014, Ashley shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, on the contrary, things only seem to be picking up for her even more. After attending VidCon 2013, Ashley began to notice a serious divide amongst the YouTube community, specifically between larger YouTubers and the rest of the community, be them viewers or smaller content creators. In response to this, Ashley developed an idea for what she describes as a becoming YouTube-style documentary on smaller YouTubers. This project is to be titled Little YouTube, is set to feature YouTubers with 20,000 subscribers or less, and should be coming to the Hey There 005 channel before the end of 2014.
Is that a reference to Little Britain?
Ashley Mardell is truly unique amongst the wealth of video bloggers out there today thanks to her genuine passion for the medium and using said medium to better the lives of others. And her unique approach to online video has garnered great success, even to the point of being able to attend Buffer Festival 2014 as a VIP. But between all of the success, Ashley's mission has always remained the same: to use this platform to connect with real-life people and try to help them through their struggles in what little way that she can. And even with everything that she's done so far, the craziest part about Ashley's career is that it's only just begun. Thanks for watching, guys. DFTBA.
Where is she now? Well, she is currently 29. She is now a he. And he has made a book called The ABCs of LGBT+. Yeah, you wanted to make that rhyme, but adding the plus doesn't make it rhyme. Anyway. One year, 10 years, 3 years.
Why suffer
For God's
broadband
sake.
range?
He's a furry.
The UK's first unbreakable Wi-Fi from BT.
Hello and welcome to a special episode of A Brief History, a show created by Ryderberg, and that usually runs on youtube.com/footofaffair, but just for today it runs here on Vlogbrothers as part of a collaboration between Hank and Ryder. Today's episode... Homestar Runner. Ready, set, go.
Atlanta, Georgia, 1996. University of Georgia students Mike Chapman and Craig Zobel had a day off from their summer jobs and decided to go to a bookstore where they discovered just how bad children's books of that time were and decided to just go home and write their own. Entitled The Homestar Runner Enters the Strongest Man in the World contest, this book was a quasi-parody of children's books featuring an armless athlete named Homestar Runner, a wrestle man named Strong Bad, and a small mischievous animal called the Chief.
Over the next few years, Mike and his brother Matt began working in graphic design while also teaching themselves Flash animation, which allowed for animated content to be over the internet back when speeds were embarrassingly slow. In late 1999, the brothers Chats launched a website at homestarreddit.com where they would upload their Flash animations, with Mike tackling most of the site's graphic design and Matt voicing the majority of the characters.
At the time of its launch, the site featured a couple of interactive menu screens, a few cartoons, and a handful of games. These early cartoons had a very simple children's book style, similar to that of the original Homestar book. These cartoons also introduced a new set of characters who would soon become regulars to the Homestar world, such as Marzipan, voiced by Missy Palmer, Strong Mad, Strong Sad, Bubs, Coach Z, the King of Town, and the Poopsmith. Just don't ask. The brothers continued to sporadically update the site with new cartoons and games whenever they could find the time to make them, but after a couple of years and a sleek new redesign, the Homestar Runner site really began to take off with the launch of the site's first reoccurring series, Strong Bad Email.
The concept of the show was beautiful. Take the biggest jerk on the site, give him fan mail, and watch the fireworks. With its consistent release schedule, unique sense of humor, and use of fan interaction, the B-mails were an almost instant success, spawning spin-off shows including Teen Girl Squad and, of course, everyone's favorite one-armed wing-a-ling dragon-turned-meme, Trogdor the Burninator.
The Strong Bad Emails massively boosted HomestarRunner.com's traffic. How much?
That's not a meme, you 34-year-old. At that point, you're now currently 41.
No one knows. The Brothers Chaps, as they became known, never installed an analytics package onto the site, so viewership was then and remains now a complete mystery. Nonetheless, success was clear. Thousands of emails poured in the Strong Bad's account every day, their web hosting bills shot through the roof, and enough merch flew off the shelf for the Chaps to go full-time.
The Homestar universe continued to grow with new shows and holiday specials and games and collaborations, podcasting service, DVDs, toys, posters, and a 20-track CD called Strong Bad Sings and other type hits. References to the show popped up in 17 Magazine, Guitar Hero, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
With Homestar at the height of its popularity, video game developers Telltale Games approached the Chaps about working on a point-and-click adventure game based in the Homestar Runner universe. And on April 10th, 2008, Strong Bad's cool game for attractive people was announced for both WiiWare and PC.
So by 2009, it seemed that the Brothers Chaps were on a roll, having at that point released over 200 emails.
Because of this video I played through, Strong Bad's cool game for attractive people. It's a good game.
Created a massive online entity from the ground up. It seemed as if they could only continue to grow bigger and better, but then suddenly, nothing. Starting in late 2009, Homestar Runner went virtually silent. No new tunes, no new emails, nothing. According to the Chaps, the silence was unexplained because they didn't know how to explain it.
After working on this stuff for 10 years straight, the two mutually decided to take a short break from Homestar. During this time, Matt moved to LA, where he began to work as a writer and director for shows like Yo Gabba Gabba and Gravity Falls. They never really knew how long this break would last, but they also never anticipated that it would stretch on for 4 years. And for fans, this was less of a well-deserved break and more of an unexpected and unexplained indefinite hiatus.
But then, out of nowhere, on April 1st, 2014, the Chaps released their first full-length Homestar cartoon in 4 years. Fans were absolutely elated, and since the release of that tune, the Chaps have confirmed their plans to bring back Homestar Runner. Everything seems to be set in motion for Homestar's triumphant return. The fan community is still very much alive. Matt's moved back home from LA, and their April Fool's tune, in addition to a handful of other new tunes, showed that they haven't even gotten the slightest bit rusty.
But a lot has changed on the internet in these 4 years. Flash websites are a thing of the past. Everyone goes to YouTube now for their online video needs, and a lot of what made Homestar special was its interactivity, which can't be done on YouTube. So how do you bring Homestar into the modern age? Well, we'll just...
You don't. Even for 2014, you don't.
Have to wait and see what wonders the Chaps cook up for us.
Homestar Runner pioneered the online video industry, and without it, I doubt that many of us would even be here today. It predates YouTube by 5 years, yet watching it feels as fresh and entertaining as ever. And now, after 4 years of silence, Strong Bad is finally booting up the copy 386 again. Rejoice, everyone. Homestar Runner is back. John, I'll see you on Tuesday. Thanks to Ryder Bergen for helping me with this special brief history.
Right, let's see. Also, you can't take anyone out for sex in the other day because this was after Ash's transition. So, 1 week? Huh. "12 years. 12 years.
Download a free audiobook with your 30-day trial.
Hey everybody, real quick announcement before we start this video. Hello and welcome to another episode of
I had a feeling this was going to be the next one.
Brief History. Today's episode, Tyler Oakley. Ready, set, go. September 18th, 2007. Having just moved into his dorm, preparing for his freshman year of college, Michigan State student Tyler Oakley decides to set up a YouTube channel for the purpose of keeping in touch with his friends from high school. The earliest videos uploaded to this self-titled channel, which have since been made private, mainly featured Tyler directly addressing his high school friends for long stretches of time. However, having been inspired by the likes of Tessa Violet, Michael Buckley, and William Sled, it wasn't long before Tyler began creating videos intended for mass consumption, with the oldest video currently viewable on the channel having been uploaded on October 1st, 2007. Tyler's early video blogging style was quintessentially classic YouTube, with most uploads being pretty short, simple vlogs about whatever was on Tyler's mind, with very occasional lip-sync videos and sketch-style videos thrown in for good measure. But while Tyler's genre of content was pretty standard for YouTubers at the time, it was his energetic, sassy, and incredibly likable personality that helped him to stand out. Over the next year or so, Tyler continued uploading these vlogs pretty consistently.
He's not just gay, he's a faggot.
And throughout 2008, Tyler made quite a name for himself, releasing videos like Pimp Cup, a 30-second long thing that grew into its own quasi-meme, having been parodied by the likes of Charlie.
No.
So Coolike and John Green, as well as a vlog entitled Why I Think Gay Marriage is Wrong, a sarcasm-heavy jab at those against legalizing gay marriage, which has since amassed over 1 million views. But of all of these videos, perhaps the most important was Project for Awesome Trevor Hotline, a vlog made to promote the Trevor Project, a non-profit organization focused around suicide prevention among LGBTQ youth. Also in 2008, outside of his main channel, Tyler helped launch a collab channel called
I told you.
5 Awesome Gays, with fellow YouTubers Nanu Boy, Grey K2, also known as Corey Cool, Stevie Productions, and Jesus Is My Boyfriend. There's now an audio clip of me saying Jesus is my boyfriend. Now there's 2. Programming on this channel ran from February 3rd to...
I'm not Christian or anything, but don't disrespect Jesus like that.
2008, all the way up to May 28th, 2011, although it did come back for a reunion month in October of 2014, sans Tyler. Returning to...
Sorry, 5AG. How would you pronounce that? Fag.
Tyler Oakley's main channel for a bit. As the years went on, Tyler's content
I understand that was most likely intentional.
continued to grow naturally, but incredibly quickly. While he never had the one big viral hit that launched his career, some of his videos did occasionally garner more attention than others, especially those in which Tyler talked about Darren Criss, One Direction, and lip-synced to Nicki Minaj. Roll clip!
I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. Now I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch.
By 2012,
that is so funny. Wow.
Conquer? I'm not talking about Conquer. I'm talking about Tyler Oakley. Oh man, I'm a Dumbo head. By 2012, Tyler's presence online was really beginning to pick up steam, which then prompted him to quit his day job and go full-time on YouTube. And Tyler's dedication to his content was reflected in its success, having hit 1 million subscribers by June of 2013 and celebrating this milestone with a Draw My Life video. Following this achievement, in August of 2013, Tyler launched a project called Special August, a month-long 20-video collab fest that featured all of your favorite YouTubers, such as Grace Helbig, Mamrie Hart,
Never seen them.
Zoella, Troye Sivan, and One Direction? Huh. Impressive. Collaborations had always been a major component of Tyler's content, and they continue to be to this day. So the choice to do Special August just seemed like a natural next step for his channel, having since become an annual event. So 2013 was a pretty insane year for Tyler, but if you can believe it, 2013 was like child's play compared to 2014. Throughout this year, Tyler got the chance to work with the likes of Jessie J, Darren Criss, Julie Chen, and even Barack and Michelle Obama, among others. But most significantly, 2014 saw the launch of 2 very different projects from Tyler. The first of these projects was a weekly half-hour podcast known as Psychobabble. Hosted by Tyler with his best friend and frequent collaborator Corey Cool, Psychobabble launched on August 31st, 2014 and debuted at #1 on iTunes. In addition to Psychobabble, in 2014, Tyler announced that he would be going on a tour of the United States. This tour, known as Tyler Oakley's Slumber Party Tour, aimed to recreate the feeling of hanging out in Tyler's living room and just having a sleepover, complete with games, gossip, and onesies, which I'm noticing are a strangely common trend among YouTube shows.
I know Cat Eggers there and he's not gay, but still. All these gay people.
This tour was a massive success and has stretched out to include
I'm half kidding when I say that.
in Australia, Canada, and the UK. And I bet you thought that things couldn't get any bigger than all of this, but 2015 has turned out to be, you guessed it, even bigger, with more touring, more collabs, more psychobabble, and one very big announcement. On May 8th, 2015, Tyler Oakley released a video entitled I'm Ready to Tell the Truth, in which he announced that he will be releasing his first ever book, Binge. Scheduled for release in October of 2015, Binge, in true Tyler fashion, is a tell-all book 3 years in the making that dives into behind-the-scenes aspects of Tyler's life that he has never, ever discussed before. In fact, he has gone so far as to say that even if you have seen every single one of his videos, you will still know nothing of what's in Binge. And on top of Binge, in early October 2015, Tyler also announced a documentary film called Snervous. Set for a limited theatrical release in December of 2015, followed by a digital release, Snervous follows Tyler throughout his slumber party tour, recounting his life and career in the process. You know, kind of like this video, but longer and almost certainly better. Outside of his main channel, podcast, tours, and book, Tyler is still one of the busiest people on YouTube. Between his second channel, Extra Tyler, his merchandise line, countless hosting gigs, and various television appearances on shows like The Talk, Catfish, Ellen, and The Late Late Show, there are very few vloggers as...
Why was he on Catfish?
prolific as Tyler Oakley. But all of that aside, perhaps Tyler's greatest achievement is his work with the aforementioned Trevor Project. You see, following his Project for Awesome video on the Foundation, Tyler began to work for Trevor as an intern soon after he began hosting their red carpet events and eventually became a member of their board of directors. In addition to all of this, ever since 2013, Tyler has put on an annual fundraiser for the Trevor Project on his birthday. In 2013, Tyler and his fans were able to raise $29,000 for Trevor, which then increased to $500,000 in 2014 and another $500,000 in 2015. In fact, Tyler's work with Trevor has been so substantial that in 2014 he was named the Foundation's largest individual donor and was awarded the Trevor Youth Innovator Award, an achievement that Tyler cites as the highlight of his career so far. Tyler Oakley is without a doubt one of the most successful video bloggers in YouTube history. To put this into perspective, 2 years ago in October of 2013, Tyler attended a One Direction concert and this happened.
Swag for the people!
That's nearly the
All the way that whoever's filming him, I think it's Dan Hoyle for some reason, going yeah before he even starts doing it.
entire Staples Center arena cheering for someone who's just in the crowd. And he's only gotten bigger since then. On top of continuing to make consistent and high-quality content, he has also become somewhat of a full-fledged mainstream celebrity, which is something very few YouTubers have accomplished. From his multiple TV spots, magazine photo shoots, awards, and now book, Tyler Oakley really is far more than just your average video blogger, opening up doors and breaking down barriers of what YouTube creators can
Yeah, he's more than just your average video blogger, he's the guest of all of them.
achieve. Even with nearly 8 million subscribers and more than 500 million total video views and counting on just his main channel, Tyler is still a modest, down-to-earth guy whose biggest priority is doing what he loves and helping others with the platform he was given by doing so. And whether that involves raising thousands of dollars for charity or simply brightening up someone's day with a single video, Tyler has accomplished these goals in spades and plans to simply keep getting better and better at what he does as the years go on. And considering how successful he's been over just the last 8 years, I think it's safe to say that Tyler is going to continue helping make the world a better place for a long time. Thanks for watching, guys.
Nope. Tyler is now 32. Seven months. 7 years. 13 years.